Hey there, my name is Deplorable Deb, and as an American citizen and a person that's truly been watching our country in the best shape that it's ever been, and I'm 64 years old, and I have to be honest with you, I never thought in my life that I would actually see American people that are trying their best to remove a duly elected president with no reason at all. It's very sad. We have a president that is doing the best he can, and he's truly working hard for us, the American people. And what bothers me and makes me sad is to see that we have the Democrats, especially Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, so many that are just lying to the American people. And it's very sad. And I'm 64 years old, like I said. I just never thought that I can actually watch Adam Schiff, who literally lied in front of millions of people, when he was reading the president's transcript of his telephone conversation between him and the president Zelensky of Ukraine. For me, it's totally unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And I don't know why, at the time that he was doing that, why other Republicans didn't get up, or even Democrats that knew the transcript. How you could sit there, all of yous, and watch Adam Schiff, knowing that this was going down in congressional records. How could anybody, how in any decent person can sit there and watch him do that? Then allow it to go on for 30 minutes without anybody saying, this is wrong. This is wrong. And it's a sad time that this is happening to a president that has done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. The Democrats have been wanting to impeach President Trump from the day he won an election. It is very, very sad of what the Democrats are doing to us. And I hope many people, even around the world in other countries, need to see this. This is an injustice to us, the American people. Very sad. The Democrats are endangering us when they do this. When they are stopping to do anything for the American people. They rather continue on this road of destruction to hurt all of us Americans, to hurt President Trump, who has done nothing to warrant. First, we went through a fake investigation for 22 months, $40,000 that the American people could have used. We have, I think, 1.3 million people that are homeless in this country that could have used that money. They are upset because they lost an election, but this is worse. They just want to take control of this country. They do not care what the American people want. And it doesn't matter that it was against a Democrat. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's the complete control that they wanted. Because you know what? Even if Hillary Clinton won, we see it now. She would not have governed Do you understand what I'm saying? She would not have governed. She would have been ruled by so many people that has been wanting to take this country down, called the deep state. You know, years ago, I truly never thought that there was such a thing as the deep state. And this is sad. It's just who is in the deep state, they want full control. And when it comes to a Democrat, they want to even control that president. We're seeing it now. We're seeing the evidence now. Because any president that has come in, even a Democrat, really wasn't governing. And this is what they wanted to do with Hillary Clinton, except with Hillary Clinton, it would have been a continuation of the destruction of Barack Obama. We are in this mess because of that president. And now look what they're doing to us, the American people, besides the constant onslaught of names we're being called, of names, because we support President Trump. And now what's going on, another part of their agenda, is to continue now, because the Mueller report didn't go well, Kavanaugh didn't go well, so now we're going to have the Ukraine investigation. We are tired. I'm telling you, the American people are tired. President Trump deserves to be left alone to govern. He is president. He is president. He has the right to govern without all these people getting in his way, trying to stop him by creating all these distractions. What Adam Schiff has done now is beyond anything we're seeing. How could he even go out and try to glorify his little parody? Why would he want to do that? The disrespect level. This is the thing that has happened in this country now, because we had President Obama who literally weaponized. Do people understand this? By Barack Obama weaponizing these departments, they are now thinking they're in full blast control. They say and do whatever they want because they know nobody is taking them out of office. Adam Schiff has lied to the American people for 22 months, claiming he has evidence. And he was going to show it to the American people that Donald Trump colluded with Russia and committed obstruction of justice. We have not seen nothing from him. Now he finds a new thing, a new kick. And the sad part, he had this complaint since August 12th. Enough time for him, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, to conjure up fake stuff. Then they went as far as devious to know that on a certain week in September, President Trump was going to New York to speak at the UN. They timed this so this would all happen to ruin his meetings with world leaders, also to embarrass him and really jeopardize our country and our security. They then went as far as Nancy Pelosi, at the same time President Trump was addressing the UN and the nation, for her to come out with this fake official impeachment inquiry that did not happen. When is it going to stop? When is it going to stop the hatred that they have for this president and the hatred they have? It's scary, guys. It really is. It's scary. And I want everybody to know that they're making it very scary for any of us. Trump supporters, the way they think about us, the names we're called, all of them. How can this be? How can they continue to hate us? To hate us and to hate President Trump when we did nothing. We did nothing. We exercised our right as an American. President Trump exercised his right to want to run for president. He did everything the right way, and he fought hard. But what did they do? They even came up with a fake story to take him out, to frame him, guys, to frame him. Can you believe I never thought in 64 years of my life that I would watch American people from another political party going far left and want to literally frame a duly elected president because their candidate lost. Not only them, but also the candidate that was running in the election is all part of this. Now we see all the departments that Barack Obama weaponized. The CIA, the FBI. It's very sad. Very sad. I never thought in my wildest dreams I would ever think that this can happen. Now the biggest thing, they're lying about the president's call. They're not even on, they don't even know what they're doing. They don't even know that there's a Ukraine treaty. And guess who, during what time that was out? During the time of Clinton and Biden. That there's the treaty written for exactly where President Trump has the right with the other country when it comes to corruption. And no matter what, the president had a right, whatever discussion he was having, which is sad because this call was a very, very, very nice call. And what's bothering me is the fact that we have Adam Schiff lying about what was said. Lying about what was said. So all I'm asking from my fellow Americans is that I again am reading that transcript of President Trump's letter with the president of Ukraine. Because I'm not going to sit here and allow Adam Schiff or any Democrat to lie. And that's what they're doing. And they planned this perfectly because now they're going on vacation. See? Because they don't do any work. They work. If there's anybody that needs to go on vacation, it's the American people that support President Trump. Because what they have done, what they have drained out of the American people from money, $40 million, the onslaught of attacks, not just to the president, but to us Americans, is disgusting. Totally disgusting. These are not human beings. I'm telling you right now. These are enemies of this country. Commie enemies. commie enemies that they would go this far because they lost an election. And they are upset. 3 years now. 3 years now. This is going on. This is the torture that they are doing to our country. And President Trump, through all of this, by the grace of God, he is strong. And he has done so much more than any president has done in their lifetime in these 3 years coming. While going through this onslaught of attacks and lies from the Democrats and the mainstream media, the terrorist, domestic terrorist mainstream media, how they don't care who they take out, who they destroy their life, their job, everything, because of power. Because of power. Like I said, I never thought in 64 years of my life that I would see people this evil, that actually have the devil inside them. They are the devil. That's how I feel. And you know what? With their action now, we're never going to come together as a country. We're never going to come together as a country until they stop. This is sad. And I want the American people and other countries to know that the Democrats are now stopping our president from doing any work for the American people. They are stopping him. And this is what they want to do. We cannot get anything done. What's really sad is the USMCA, to know the amount of work that would be so good for our country and other countries, that who's to blame of this not going through are the Democrats. Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, Chuck Schumer, Maxine Waters, all of them, because you know what it is? They have such hate for President Trump and for us Trump supporters that they rather see the country fail and then think they're going to come running in as our saviors. But they got a thing coming. Because if there is a civil war, they are the cause of it. They are going to cause a civil war. And it's very sad. It's a very sad. And President Trump doesn't deserve this. He does not deserve one bit. And it needs to stop. It needs to stop. And people need to be arrested and charged for everything that they're doing, the lies from the mainstream media, even to congressmen that are continuing this with this onslaught and the lies that we're witnessing. And Adam Schiff needs to resign. He needs to be removed. And we the people, we want the Republicans to stand up and do something. It is time you stand up and get behind our president. That is what we want. And I'm tired of Adam Schiff all day long thinking it's funny that he can change the words of our president at a congressional hearing, how unprofessional he is and devious. He is a devil. I'll tell you right now. He's a devil. And he needs to be removed. He has no business being in Congress or doing anything in any impeachment inquiry with the prejudice that he has for President Trump, the bias he has for President Trump, and the hatred he has for President Trump. He needs to be removed. And the Republicans need to do that. And President Trump, I'm telling you too, things need to be changed. There are rights that you have. There are things that you need to do. And I said this a long time ago. Now that they want to do this, what do you have to lose, President Trump? You do everything that you need to do because you are the president and you have the right to talk to any country. And you have the right as the president. What shouldn't happen is you to be spied on. This whistleblower spy needs to be arrested. And we, the people, want to know who it is. We have a right. The truth has to come out of who is really behind that complaint. Because it's not one person. And we, the American people, have a right now. We want the truth. We want to see the truth of who did this and who's behind this. Because now they are going on recess and they are now going to go out and lie to their constituents that they are impeaching the president, where it's pure lies. Nothing has been done for that to happen. They didn't even do an inquiry yet. And that has to be voted on. So that's another thing. You're being lied to. You're being lied to and watching a shit show. Okay? That's all it is. And now what do? Now they run and they want to be looking like they're doing something. They want to go back to the constituents and lie to them. Lie to them and take money from them and have them believe that they are doing an impeachment. And they're lying. They don't even want to tell their constituents the whole process of impeachment. They don't even want to tell their constituents that even if this goes through, they don't want to admit to them that with all the work and wasting time that they could be doing work for the American people, they rather do this, waste the Americans' time when they know damn well that when it gets to the Senate, it won't go nowhere. That's the lie. But what do they want to do? They want to just show, as we're going into an election, they want it to stick that everything they're going to do, it's going to say, President Trump, the president that's being impeached. And they want to hope by using that, by lying to their constituents, because they want to have the right now to stick that to President Trump and think they're going to win. Yep. Think they're going to win. So my duty, and I hope many other conservatives are taking the time in public to read President Trump and the president of Ukraine's letter. President Trump, congratulations on a great victory, he says. We all watched from the United States and you did a terrific job. The way you came from behind, somebody who wasn't given much of a chance, and you ended up winning easily. It's a fantastic achievement. Congratulations. He said this to Ukraine President Zelensky. President Zelensky answers, he says, "You are absolutely right, Mr. President. We did win big, and we worked hard for this. We worked a lot, but I would like to confess to you that I had an opportunity to learn from you. We used quite a few of your skills and knowledge, and we were able to use it as an example of for our election. And yes, it is true that these were unique elections. We were in a unique situation that we were able to achieve a unique success. I'm able to tell you the following. The first time you called me to congratulate me when I won my presidential election, and the second time you are now calling me when my party won the parliamentary election, I think I should run more often so you can call me more often and we can talk over the phone more often. And President Trump, little laughter. That's a very good idea. I think your country is very happy about that. President Zelensky says, well, yes, to tell you the truth, we are trying to work hard because we wanted to drain the swamp here in our country. We brought in many, many new people, not the old politicians, not the typical politicians, because we want to have a new format and a new type of government. You are a great teacher for us, and in that, Trump says, well, it is very nice of you to say that. I will say that we do a lot for Ukraine. We spend a lot of effort and a lot of time, much more than the European countries are doing, and they should be helping you more than they are. Germany does almost nothing for you. All they do is talk, and I think it's something that you should really ask them about. When I was speaking to Angela Merkel, she talks Ukrainian, but she doesn't do anything. A lot of the European countries are the same way. So I think it's something you want to look at, but the United States has been very, very good to Ukraine. I wouldn't say that it's reciprocal necessary because things are happening that are not good, but the United States has been very good to Ukraine. Zelensky says, yes, you are absolutely right. Not only 100%, but actually 1,000%. And I could tell you the following. I did talk to Angela Merkel, and I did meet with her. I also met and talked with Macron. And I told them that they are not doing quite as much as they need to be doing on the issues with the sanctions. They are not enforcing the sanctions. They are not working as much as they should work for Ukraine. It turns out that even though logically the European Union should be our biggest partner, but technically the United States is a much bigger partner than the European Union, and I'm very grateful to you for that because the United States is doing quite a lot for Ukraine, much more than the European Union, especially when we are talking about sanctions against the Russian Federation. I would also like to thank you for your great support in the area of defense. We are ready to cooperate for the next step. Specifically, we are almost ready to buy more javelins from the United States for defense purposes. Trump says, I would like you to do us a favor though, because our country has been through a lot and Ukraine knows a lot about it. I would like you to find out what happened with the whole situation with Ukraine. They say CrowdStrike. I guess you have one of your wealthy people, the server. They say Ukraine has it. There are a lot of things that went on, the whole situation. I think you're surrounding yourself with some of the same people. I would like to have the Attorney General call you or your people, and I would like you to go to the bottom of it. As you said yesterday, the whole nonsense ended with a very poor performance by a man named Robert Mueller, an incompetent performance, but they say a lot of it started with Ukraine. Whatever you can do, it's very important that you do it if that's possible. Zelensky says, yes, it is very important for me and everything that you just mentioned earlier. For me as a president, it is very important and we are open for any future cooperation. We are ready to open a new page on cooperation in relations between the United States and Ukraine. For that purpose, I just recalled our ambassador from the United States, and he will be replaced by a very competent and very experienced ambassador who will work hard on making sure that our two nations are getting closer. I would also like and hope to see him having your trust and your confidence and have personal relationships with you so we can cooperate even more. I will personally tell you that one of my assistants spoke with Mr. Giuliani just recently, as we are hoping very much that Mr. Giuliani will be able to travel to Ukraine and we will meet once he comes to Ukraine. I just wanted to assure you once again that you have nobody but friends around us. I will make sure that I surround myself with the best and most experienced people. I also wanted to tell you that we are friends. We are great friends, and you, Mr. President, have friends in our country so we can continue our strategic partnership. I also plan to surround myself with great people, and in addition to that investigation, I guarantee, as the President of Ukraine, that all the investigations will be done openly and candidly. That I can assure you, President Trump says, good, because I heard you had a prosecutor who was very good and he was shut down, and that's really unfair. A lot of people are talking about that. The way they shut your very good prosecutor down, and you had some very bad people involved. Mr. Giuliani is a highly respected man. He was the mayor of New York City, a great mayor, and I would like him to call you. I will ask him to call you along with the Attorney General. Rudy very much knows what's happening, and he is a very capable guy. If you could speak to him, that would be great. The former ambassador from the United States, the woman was bad news, and the people she was dealing with in Ukraine were bad news, so I just want to let you know that. The other thing, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with the Attorney General would be great. Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution, so if you can look into it, it sounds horrible to me. Zelensky says, I wanted to tell you about the prosecutor. First of all, I understand and I'm knowledgeable about the situation. Since we have won the absolute majority in our parliament, the next prosecutor general will be 100% my person, my candidate, who will be approved by the parliament and will start a new prosecutor in September. He or she will look into the situation, specifically to the company that you mentioned in this issue. The issue of the investigation of the case is actually the issue of making sure to restore the honesty. So we will take care of that, and we will work on the investigation of the case on top of that. I would kindly ask you, if you have any additional information that you can provide us, it would be very helpful for the investigation to make sure that we justice in our country with regard to the ambassador to the United States from Ukraine. As far as I recall, her name was Ivana Nokovich. It was great that you were the first one who told me that she was a bad ambassador, because I agree with you 100%. Her attitude towards me was far from the best, as she admired the previous president and she was on his side. She would not accept me as a new president well enough. Trump says, well, she's going to go through some things. I will have Mr. Giuliani give you a call, and I am also going to have Attorney General Barr call, and we will get to the bottom of it. I'm sure you will figure it out. I heard the prosecutor was treated very badly, and he was a very fair prosecutor, so good luck with everything. Your economy is going to get better and better, I predict. You have a lot of assets. It's a great country. I have many Ukrainian friends. They're incredible people. Zelensky says, I would like to tell you that I also have quite a few Ukrainian friends that live in the United States. Actually, last time I traveled to the United States, I stayed in New York near Central Park, and I stayed at the Trump Tower. I will talk to them, and I hope to see them again in the future. I also wanted to thank you for your invitation to visit the United States, specifically Washington, D.C. On the other hand, I also wanted to assure you that we will be very serious about the case and will work on the investigation. As to the economy, there is much potential for our two countries, and one of the issues that is very important for Ukraine is energy independence. I believe we can be very successful in cooperating on energy independence with the United States. We are already working on cooperation. We are buying American oil, but I am very hopeful for a future meeting. We will have more time and more opportunities to discuss these opportunities and get to know each other better. I would like to thank you very much for your support. Trump says, good. Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate that. I will tell Rudy and Attorney General Barr to call. Thank you. Whatever you would like, whenever you would like to come to the United States, feel free to call. Give us a date, and we'll work that out. I look forward to seeing you. Zelensky says, thank you very much. I would be very happy to come and would be happy to meet with you personally and get to know you better. I am looking forward to our meeting, and I would also like to invite you to visit Ukraine and come to the city of Kyiv, which is a beautiful city. We have a beautiful country which would welcome you. On the other hand, I believe that on September 1st, we will be in Poland, and we can meet in Poland, hopefully. After that, it might be a very good idea for you to travel to Ukraine. We can either take my plane and go to Ukraine, or we can take your plane, which is probably much better than mine. Trump says, okay, we can work that out. I look forward to seeing you in Washington and maybe in Poland, because I think we are going to be there at that time. Zelensky says, thank you very much, Mr. President. Trump says, congratulations on a fantastic job you've done. The whole world was watching. I'm not sure it was so much of an upset, but congratulations. Zelensky says, thank you, Mr. President. Bye-bye. To Adam Schiff, what you read was disgusting, and what I read was a very heartful discussion between President Trump and President Zelensky, and you are a liar. You are truly a liar. Not one time was there any talk of quo prid quo, whatever you call it. It's very sad of what you and the Democrats are trying to do to us. And very sad of how you portrayed that phone call of our president. You are doing a disgrace to our country. And it's very sad. And it's troubling. It's very troubling and very sad. And you're a liar. And I hope the American people, the many that did not get to see this transcript, will listen to this video and to see the truth of these devious, deceptive people and how each day they're hurting people. Thank you.